Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that PUBG is officially dead.
These nuts, these nuts, these nuts, got him!
Today we're going to talk about whether or not the claim that PUBG is dying is actually true. So let's sort of get a bit of stats underneath us. So I'll just have a look at this. So we'll go to Steam charts. So put in Google here. We'll go Steam charts. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Here we go. And there you go. The evidence seems pretty conclusive. PUBG is dead. It's lost players for the past few months since the start of 2018. So I think we can come to a definite conclusion here. PUBG is dead. Thanks for watching. How's it going, everyone? My name's Lennon Chess, and I'd like to welcome you to another video on the channel. Today, I'd like to talk about a pretty interesting topic, and that is whether PUBG is dying. So from what you saw in the intro there, according to the stats, and I'll put them up again on screen now, PUBG is dead. PUBG is on its way out. PUBG's had its run, and it's slowly dying. That's what you'd assume, based off those stats there. So we can see that from the start of 2018, PUBG has declined in players every single month. It has lost February 193,000, March 95,000, April 188,000, May 231,000, and it keeps going down and down and down. So the numbers aren't getting better. PUBG at one point had maxed out at 3.2 million players. That was at the start of the year in January. It was constantly gaining players. But then from that point on, PUBG had some problems, and it just started going downhill. So we saw the loss in players starting from February of 2018. Before that, they were constantly going up in players, and they had huge jumps in players. Like October 2017, 426,000 new players to the game. PUBG has skyrocketed through the roof and sold an unbelievable amount of copies. PUBG has sold 50 million copies of the game on PC and Xbox. It has 400 million players across all available platforms. So that's including mobile phones. So that's roughly around 350 million players that are playing on mobile devices. So the game is alive on those devices at the moment. So this, where I'm pulling these stats from, this is as of June 19, 2018. So pretty recently. So the game has sold a fair amount of copies. It's nothing, you can't scoff at the amount of copies they sold, and they've still got a concurrent player amount of, just as of an hour ago of me making this video, there were 800,000 people online. Now that's more than titles such as Battlefield or games such as like that. They don't have, so a lot of them don't have anywhere near those numbers. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is topping the Steam charts still, after a year and a bit being on top of the charts since it hit that 3 million player mark. It's still leagues ahead of the other competition. For example, on the screen right now, you can see that Dota 2, the closest game to it, is still like around 400,000 players, current players, behind what PlayerUnknown's Battleground is. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has peaked at 1.6 million, Dota has peaked at 728,000. So the numbers are nothing to laugh at, and you can say that the game is dying or dead, and that is a valid point, because the game is declining. It's gone downhill, but how far it's going to go downhill is still to be seen. The game has got its problems in terms of matchmaking, desync, lag, frames are better, but I think they could still be improved. The game is definitely no laughing matter. It's come a very long way since it first launched, but it still needs a lot of improvement in a lot of areas. It does kind of seem like PUBG is at a place where it's almost becoming a money grab. They're releasing, yes, there are different teams working on different things, but the improvements made by the teams working on stuff like the game is slow. It's better, but it's still slow, and it still could be improved. Now, I don't want to bring forth that Fortnite v PUBG argument, but you look at Fortnite. It's had less problems than PUBG's had. Yes, it's a different type of game, and the team working on it is bigger, and I think that's the root of the problem. Is the company behind PUBG isn't a very large company. They don't have a very large team working on PUBG. If this game was in the hands of someone bigger, I think it would be a very different story. The game would probably have updates every single week to update it, keep regular updates to push stuff out. The updates for fixes would be instantly out within a couple of days. And you see that with a lot of companies. Some of them still, yes, they do have slow times where the updates will take a while to get out. But everything is tested, and once it hits the live servers, they don't have problems as often as PUBG does. So some of the problems that PUBG does have is stuff like matchmaking and all that. So there's a picture I put up on the screen now where this is in Oceania servers, and there should be enough players to get the game going. This is when they first put in the estimated waiting time. I left my computer running and this was just one test I did. I had it running before that, searching as well, but I kept cancelling and refreshing. So probably all up, I did it for about an hour. This was one test. I left my computer running for 30 minutes, queuing up for a game. And for 30 minutes, I couldn't get into a game. As you can see on the screen here, 30 minutes of just sitting there and no game. This is in solo first person. In third person, you can get into a game pretty quickly, and it doesn't take as long. But this shouldn't be happening. There should be enough players on Oceania servers. If there's 800,000 people, there should be at least, I'd assume there'd be at least maybe 50, 60, upwards of that 1,000 people playing on the Oceania servers in first person. So the matchmaking, I think, is a little bit busted, and that's something that needs to be improved. It's just not putting people into games. So that's just one thing that I've experienced where the game has very underperformed and had a few problems. And the amount of times I've seen people get shot around corners, the amount of times I've been shot around corners, it's pretty crazy. Desync is something that's very real, and I've seen it recently too. It's not like it's a problem that's from a few months ago and it's been improved. It seems like the servers, they're way better than they were, but people are still getting shot around corners, and I'm talking like you're around that corner for like good 2-3 seconds. I think that having they have talked about the ping-based matchmaking causing problems with putting people into games with the matchmaking, because it splits the player base because of different pings. But it's the question that you have to ask: what's better, having a shitty gameplay experience or not being put into a game? And then maybe once you get put into a game, you have an amazing experience. It is a very lose-lose situation almost. There's downsides to everything that they're going to do, and it's going to be a struggle to find a good solution. Hacking is a problem which has been improved upon. I haven't seen very many hackers. They're still there, but they're not as rampant, I think, as they used to be. But it sort of begs the question, what's going to happen to PUBG once Battlefield 5 comes out, once Call of Duty Black Ops 4 comes out? If they do their Battle Royale modes well, and they update them well, PUBG could be dead then. It's not dead now. It's got 800,000 players, but it is losing players. It's not gaining any players. It's not really settling. It's losing players. So it's averaging players around 720,000 and peaking at 800,000. So it is kind of jumping around, but it's losing players. So I'm just really interested to see what happens when Call of Duty Black Ops 4 comes out, when Battlefield 5 comes out, if PUBG is going to die then. So that's going to be something pretty interesting to see, or how much their play base is going to come down. It'd be funny. It's going to be interesting to see. Have PUBG left it too late? Now that's the question I want to ask you guys, what your thoughts are. Have PUBG left it too late? Could they have done more? Should they have done more sooner? Can they pull their game back around? Is the game fine where it is? Now, I think the game has improved a lot since it first launched, but it still needs improving, and improvements in very important areas. So I think the game, it's in a better spot than it was, but it needs to be improved and it needs help. Otherwise, I think it is going to lose its play base. Once all those big titles come out in the end of the year, PUBG is going to be in a lot of trouble then, I think. So what are your thoughts on this whole topic? Do you think PUBG is on its way out? Do you think it's going to constantly keep losing players? Or do you think it's going to settle where it is and stay there? Do you think it's going to die off once the other big titles come out at the end of the year? And how well do you think they're going to perform in their respective genres? Are they going to, have you seen enough of the Battle Royale scene with how many games are being spammed for this title? Or are you're just sick and tired of it and want to change your pace? And what do you think is going to be the next big game after this? So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more. And if you didn't enjoy the video, hit that dislike button and let me know why in the comments so I can improve the next video. Always looking to improve. And thanks for watching the video today, guys, and catch you later.